Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru-paramparam. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Bhagavate Vaivasvataya Mrityave Brahma Vidyacharjaya Nachiketase cha. Let's read the Sambandha Bhaashyam of 6 and mantra 6. Katham asau bodhavyah
Katham asau bodhavyah
kim va tadavabodhe
kim va tadavabodhe
prayojanam iti uchyate
prayojanam iti uchyate
kriyanam prithak bhavam
indriyanam pruthak bhavam
udayastamayau chayat
udayastamayo chayat
prithak utpadyamananam matva
pruthak gutpadyamananam matva
dhiro na shochati.
dhiro na shochati.
Where we have to resume from. So the last mantra, number 5, we talked about, and last two mantras, in fact, 4 and 5. Essentially, Yama is saying the Manushya Janma is the best time to come to know this truth. Okay? And the word Brahmana itself means Brahma Janati iti Brahmana. Vedaranya Upanishad says the purpose of life, Yova Yetad Aksharam Viditva Asma Lokat Praiti Sa Brahmana. The one who has lived the world and come to know Brahma is called a Brahmana. Everybody else is called a Kripana. Yova Yetad Aksharam Aviditva Asma Lokat Preti. So we see, then how am I going to know this? So that Brahmana is not a Jati Brahmana, obviously. And so he says here, Ihachet Ashakat. So best time to know is now. And he gave some examples of Yatha just as in a mirror, how one can clearly see like that in this world, the knowledge of Brahma will be crystal clear. Now is the time. That's what he said. All right. So now Shankaracharya is giving an introduction to the next mantra. He's saying, Katham asau bodhavya. Okay. I'm now again interested in knowing Brahman. And so how am I supposed to know bodhavya? How is that Atma to be known? And then what is the use of knowing this Atma? That also. To a large extent, the Adhikari knows the Prayojan already. Okay. But periodically, the Prayojanam has to be stated. So the question is asked and answered in this mantra. Indriyanam prathak bhavam udayastamayo chayat. He's talking about two things here. Indriyanam, and first word of the next mantra also. Prathak utpadyamanana. These indriyas are all separately created. Separately means what? Created with different functions, different purposes, each of the 5 sense organs. And the world is perceived through those sense organs. And therefore, the world also is very, very different. And that's why these five are enough for us to give a multifaceted, variegated world, which one can say it's mind-boggling. It has so much variety. Just the five sense organs, that's enough to give that kind of variety. Colors are different, sounds are different, taste, smell. The world of taste is enough for one to get lost in. And so that is one part he's saying. Then Indriyanam prutak bhavam udayastamau tamayau chayat. Udaya and astamaya or astamanam, both are identical. Rise and setting. Udayam, like the sun rises and sets. That's the word. But here, sense organs. See, beautiful connection. The whole world is nothing but what is perceived by the sense organs. And so, if you understand the sense organs, you can understand the world. That's the implication here. And he says, just like the sense organs are manifest in the waking world, they're all working. They're all working, they're all operating. And in the dream world, not operating. Dream world, these sense organs are not operating. There is another dream body and all that, a body in the dream called the dream body, and dream people are there, dream animals are there, and they have their own little sense organs there, and that's operating. But these sense organs are not operating. And so, the one level, dream world, the, the sense organs are there, but they're not operating. They're as though non-existence. They're set, astamaya, daya, astamaya. And then Sushupti, of course, nothing operates. And then again wake up, Udaya happens. So, because sense organs are like that, the world is as mithya as the sense organs are. Sense organs are mithya because of this, and therefore the universe is also mithya. You can jump. This is the jump. Why? Because whatever is a property of the sense organ is what is it can, the sense organ. The ear can only pick up things, sounds, and and so the universe sound is part of the universe, and uh, and so uh, the sense organs and the sense object, the source of sound, are essentially identical. Essentially identical. They have the same attributes. Sound, the attribute. And therefore, the fact that the sense organs are just going up and down, coming agama payi, okay, that shows that the world is mithya. Like that, prithak bhavam, indriyanam prithak bhavam. The Atma, which is different from the senses, which means which is different from the sense objects. That is a way to understand it. Matva dhiro na sochati. The person who understands this clearly and understands that that Atma, which is different from the sense organs, that Atma which sustains the sense organs, that Atma which is not subject to Udaya and Astamaya, the one who knows that does not grieve. That is the essence of this mantra. Okay. I think that much we covered last time. So let's continue with the Bhaashyam. Indriyanam
इन्द्रियाणां
swasva vishaya
स्व स्वविषया
swasva vishaya grahana
स्वस्वविषयग्रहणा
prayojanena
प्रयोजनेन
स्वकारणेभ्यः
स्वकारणेभ्यः
आकाशादिभ्यः
आकाशादिभ्यः
पृथक्
पृथक्
उत्पद्यमानानाम्
उत्पद्यमानानाम्
अत्यन्तविशुद्धात्
अत्यन्तविशुद्ध्यात्
केवलचिन्मात्रात् केवलात् चिन्मात्रात्
केवलात् चिन्मात्रात्
In my book, it says Chinmatra Swarupat.
Correct, exactly. Kevalat Chinmatra Atmaswarupat.
केवलात् चिन्मात्र आत्मस्वरूपात्
Yeah. Prithak Bhavam
पृथक् भावम्
Swabhava Vilakshanat. Sorry,
स्वभाव
sorry, 1 second. Swabhava Vilakshanatmakatam.
स्वभाव विलक्षणात्मकताम्
Yeah. Tatha
तथा
Tesham Eva
येषाम् एव
Indriyanam
इन्द्रियाणाम्
Udayastamaya
उदयास्तमयो
cha
च
उत्पत्ति प्रलयो
उत्पत्तिप्रलयो
जाग्रत् स्वापावस्थापेक्षया
जाग्रत् स्वापास्थापेक्षा
जाग्रत् स्वाप
जाग्रत् स्वाप
अवस्थापेक्षया
अवस्थापेक्षया
न आत्मनः इति
न आत्मना इति
मत्वा
मत्वा
ज्ञात्वा
ज्ञात्वा
विवेकतः
विवेकतः
धीरः
धीरः
धीमान् न शोचति.
धीमान् न शोचति
Yeah. So we have understood the essence of the mantra. So Atma, which is distinct from the sense organs, must be known. That's the message. So let's see what Shankaracharya says. Indriyanam is explaining. Means what? Shrotradinam. Means the sense of hearing, ears, etc. Shrotradinam. And what about that? Swaswa Vishaya Grahana Prayojanena Swakaranebhyaha Akashadibhyaha. Prithak. So Shankaracharya is bringing the first word of the next sentence. Prithak Utpadyamana. And normally the words are, Shankaracharya's explanation is in the same order as the words appear in the Moolam. Generally. But here he's saying Indriyanam and Utpadyamananam are Samanadikaranam. They go together. That Prithak Utpadyamananam is an adjective to Indriya. Therefore, he brings that all the way up. You can see that Prithak Utpadyamananam. Okay? So, he's saying these sense organs, okay, which are what? Shrotradinam Swaswa Vishaya Grahana Prayojana. Swaswa Vishaya Grahana. So, what is the prayojanam of Indriyam, of the Shrotrendriyam?
Sense of hearing.
What is the prayojanam?
Shabdagrahanam.
Shabdagrahanam. Tattvabodha. Shrotrasya vishayah Shabdagrahanam. Tvacho vishayah Sparshagrahanam. Chakshushor vishayah Rupagrahanam. Okay? रसनस्य विषयः रसनायाः विषयः रसनग्रहणं नासिकायाः विषयः okay gandhagrahanam like that Tattvabodhakara had already said that and that we didn't know it but Shankaracharya is bringing that vishayagrahanam. Get that? Yeah. So that shows these are all words that are common. There's a common thread. And people who study the Shastra know all these things. Shankaracharya is reminding us, you ought to know Tattvabodha. Like that he's saying. So, Swaswa Vishaya Grahana, these sense organs are their respective fields of action. Their respective fields of action. Ears can only pick up sounds. They're very good at it and they can do that. No other sense organ can do what the ear can do. All that. Swaswa Vishaya Granam. Respective. All right. Prayojanena. They have that benefit, that purpose. Now, Swakaranebhyaha Akashadibhyaha Pritak Utpadyamananam. So why are they different like that? How come I can't use my eyes to smell the food that's coming? I have a cold, So if I have a cold, I can't. My nose is not functioning, and so I can do that. No, that is because how did Shrotram come about?
Dig
Akash,
Devata. Dig Devata.
Akasha.
Dig Devata.
How did it come about? That is later. Devata is later. How did Akasha come about?
Panchikarna.
So before
No,
Panchikarana.
no, no.
Atmana Akasha Sambhuta.
From Brahma came Akash. From Brahma came Akash.
Okay, so tasmad va etasmad atmanah akasha sambhutah. That is Taittiriya Upanishad. What does Tattvabodhakara say? He said, Akashasya sattvikanshat shrotrendriyam sambhutam.
Yes.
Then vayoho sattvikamshat tvagindriyam sambhutam. Agnehe sattvikamshat chakshurindriyam sambhutam. Okay, then this one.
Varuna.
Varuna will come later. So Agnihi, Apaha, Agnihi, and then Jalam. Jalasya Satvikamshat, Rasanendriyam Sambhutam, then Prithivyaha Satvikamshat, Granendriyam Sambhutam. Swaswa, look at that. Swaswa Karanebhya means they have to go to Tattva. What is the cause of the Shrotrendriyam? If somebody asks, we should know. Akashasya Satvikamshat, Shrotrendriyam Sambhutam. Means that Satvika aspect of Akasha. Because no, Akasha is a product, so it has to be Trigunatmikam Akasha. And so, and he's saying, what are the causes of these Indriyas? Akasha, Dibhyaha. Okay, they are the causes. All right. He doesn't talk about Satvika, etc. We understand it. Okay. Akasha, Dibhyaha, Pritak Utpatyamana. Pritak, because they're all Pritak. Akasha is different from Vayu, is different from Agni. Everything is different. All the causes are different for the sense organs. That is why the sense organs also are different. The Guna of Akasha is Shabda. And so the ears can only operate in the field of sounds. And then the Guna of Vayu is Sparsham, touch. And therefore, because the sense of touch is born of that Vayu, only that Guna Vayu that this touch has. The Sparshendriyam has only that Guna. It can only operate in the field of that Guna. Therefore, Prithak Utpadyamana. Utpadyam, created, produced, and emerged from. So, because the five Panchabhutas are distinct, these sense organs are also distinct, produced distinctly. Okay. What about all these indriyas? Why are you spending so much time on this like this? Okay. Then, well, spend time. He doesn't say much. That's because that is how that is how you are able to appreciate the world. If the world had only colors and forms, there's no hearing, there's no touch, there is no taste, there is nothing. Then what? Our world would be very different. The assumption here is the five sense organs are enough for us to capture the entire world. You can add manaha, buddhi, etc. and then process all the data because you need that buddhi. Indriyas cannot process data. Our mind is needed. So that is the symbol of the entire universe. The statement is symbolizing the entire universe, referring to the entire universe. Okay. Then distinct from that, from these five sense organs, Atyanta Vishuddhat Kevalat Chinmatratma Swarupat Pruthak Bhav. Okay. Hey, these sense organs, I understand they have all these gunas. They have all these three gunas. Trigunatmika is there, and from that I get all this hearing and rupam, uh, nama, rupa, etc. All these things are there. Okay, very distinct from that. Very distinct from everything that I objectify. My whole job in the entire day is constantly objectifying things, watching, hearing, talking, everything is going on constantly. Very distinct from that. A Prithak bhavam. Now I'm going to Prithak bhavam. Prithak bhavam. These sense organs are very distinct from what? That's what he's saying. Atyanta Vishuddhat Kevalat Chinmatra Atmaswarupat. This Atmaswarupa, Atma, okay, the Atmaswarupat, Chinmatra Atmaswarupat. Hey, that Chaitanyam, which is Atmaswarupam. Okay, Sat Chit Ananda. So he's speaking of the Chaitanyam, consciousness. From that consciousness, what is that consciousness? Kevalat Chinmatra. Hey, that consciousness which has no attributes and which is absolutely Kevalat, distinct, and Kevalat Chinmatra means that consciousness which is unique and which is Atyanta Vishuddhat, which is pure. Pure means what? What is the definition of purity is here? Here the definition of purity is it has no attributes whatsoever. Absolutely no attributes, even though there is so much, whole life is full of attributes, full of things, full of colors, forms, etc. Qualities. This Atma has no quality at all, which is of the nature of pure consciousness. So this whole universe, which is a bunch of objects, which has all these attributes, which are picked up by my sense organs. So by understanding my sense organs, I can understand the universe itself. Okay. And that is understood as distinct from Atma. Our Atma is distinct from the sense organs. Both are identical statements. Here he's saying the sense organs are distinct from. Okay, distinct from this Chinmatra Atma Swarupat, from this Atma, which is of the nature of pure consciousness. Okay. All right. Pritak Bhava Swabhava Vilakshana Atmakatam. Okay. Swabhava Vilakshana Atmakatam. Swabhava is true nature. Okay, yeah, Swabhava. See, here Swabhava refers to the nature of the sense organs. Because Swabhava Vilakshana Atmakatam is Samanadikaranam to Indriyana. Okay. So he's continuing the discussion. And he's saying, the sense organs have their own Swabhava. Own Swabhava they have, not referring to Atma. They have their own function. They have their own properties. They have their own way of operating everything. And so that Swabhava, Vilakshana means opposite of. Opposite of. So opposite of the nature of the sense organs. Okay. Or he's saying Atyanta Vishuddhat Kevala. So we should keep the from distinction from Atma. These sense organs which have the nature which is very opposite of the nature of Atma. Right? So Swabhava Vilakshana Atmakata. So whose Swabhava is very different from the nature of Atma, which of course is pure consciousness. Okay. And we know that this is not new to us. Not new to us, because what is the nature of any product in this world? What is the nature of anatma? What is the nature? What are the 5 attributes of anatma? Panchabhautikam, Drishyatvam, Savikaratvam, Sagunatvam, Agamapayitvam. These are the 5 things. What are the 5? Panchabhautikam. Hey, anything in this world is made of 5 Panchabhutas. It is a product of 5 Panchabhutas. Okay. And then Sagunatvam. Sagunatvam. Hey, it is Trigunatmika. It is Trigunatmika. So it has attributes. And then Savikaratvam. And before that, before Sagunatvam, there is Drishyatvam is there. Drishyatvam is what? Objectified. Second one is objectified. It's all perceivable by you. If not sensorily perceived, you can even think of. You can perceive with the mind. Sadrishyatvam, Panchabhautikatvam, Sadrishyatvam, and then what? Sagunatvam, we talked about it. Then Savikaratvam. Once gunas are there, then change is going to be natural. So Savikaratvam. And then last, Agama Payitvam. They will be of the nature of appearing and disappearing. They may be gone, but they'll come back again also. Like the sense organs he's talking about. Okay? Like that. Okay? This is the nature of anatma. Therefore, the nature of atma has to be opposite of all these things. Swabhava vilakshana. Indriyanam swabhava vilakshana swabhavatmakatam. Means what? Abhautikam. Abhautikam we can say. We don't have to say apancha bhautikam. Abhautikam. Adrishyatvam. Nirgunatvam. Nirvikaratvam. Anagamapayatvam. Just negate all those words. This must be the nature of Atma. Okay? So, like that, one should understand Atma. Having understood the body and its sense organs and the way things operate, I must understand that Atma is very different from this. That's what Yama is saying. And then further, Tesham eva Indriyanam Udayastamayau cha Tesham. So you have to put everything in quotes. It's not already there. Tatha, after Tatha, begin quote. Tesham eva Indriyanam. Those sense organs, they are going to have this property of Udaya and Astamaya. Udaya, in the waking state, they are functioning. And then in the Sushupti Avastha, they don't function at all. It is as good as non-existent. Exactly like the sun is rising and setting. Sun is there, sun is gone. Whenever you say something is there and something is gone, that means it cannot come in the category of Atma. It has to be in the category of Anatma. Mithya. Yeah. And so, Udayastamayoksha, and Shankaracharya is explaining, Utpatti Pralayo. Udaya means Utpatti, and Astamaya means Pralaya. Astamaya, Pralaya. If you look at Kalpadruma, Vishwa Shankaracharya knows all these things. As a child, he just, this is why we say he's an Avatara Purusha. We can't say child and all that. Very awkward to say all this. Child learned and all, we can't apply to Shankara. It doesn't apply to Shankaracharya. Such kind of Avatara Purushas. So I looked up the meaning of Astamaya in the Kosha, Vachaspatyam. And Vachaspatyam says Astamaya is equal to Pralaya. Same word is used. Okay? Even though there are many other synonyms for that. Utpatti Pralayo. Jagrat Swapa Avastha Apekshaya. So, what do you mean sense organs are rising and setting? What do you mean? Can you explain? Yeah, with respect to the avasthas, Jagrad Avastha and Sushupti and Dream Avastha, Swapna Avastha. With respect to that, the sense organs are rising and setting, waking up, functioning, non-functioning, functioning, non-functioning. That is what he's saying. Apeksha. With respect to those avasthas. Okay. Swapa here means includes both swapna and sushupna. Okay, I mean, it literally it means deep sleep actually, not swapna avastha. It means deep sleep, and we include dream also in that. Okay, then what? Na atmanaha, na atmana, and then you have to close it with quotation mark. Na atmanaha iti is come, and here you have to add a few words. Write this down. Before na atmanaha, write down tatha. Tatha. After na atmanaha, write udayastamayau bhavataha, or just udayastamayau. So we understand that. We understand that while reading it, right? So indriyanam udayastamayau bhavataha. Sense organs are subject to this udaya and astamaya. Na atmanaha. In that manner, it doesn't happen for Atma. This Udaya and Astamaya are not there for Atma. Tata Atmanaha Udayastamayau na bhavataha. Correct? I think you understand that. Iti. In this manner, everything in quotes. In what manner? Whatever is in quotes. Okay? Starting from the Tesham eva indriyana, ending at na atmanaha. That is the thought process in the person's mind. Okay? Like that, the person has understood. Okay? Iti Matva Jnatva Vivekataha. Matva. It's in this manner when one understands Atma. Vivekataha. Knowing this clearly. Knowing this clearly. And obviously Viveka is bringing Viveka. Why should he bring Viveka? The word Viveka here. Viveka kaha. What is the
Dhiraha here.
Huh?
One who understands Dhiraha.
Huh? Tattva what happened? Viveka kaha. Student is asking the teacher.
Yeah, Nitya Vastu.
Nitya Vastu Vivekaha is the definition of Viveka. Nitya Vastu Viveka means the clear understanding that there is Atma Nityam and then Anatma Anityam. That clarity is there. That is called Vivekaha. Okay. So that's why he's bringing all that, because the whole discussion is about Indriyanam Pratak Bhava. Pratak, two different things are there. So, all right. So, Dhiraha, Dhiman, na shochati. All right. Dhiman. Literal meaning of, okay, Dhiyam Rati, Dhira. One who uses the mind that is given to the person is called a Dhira. Used for the benefit of the person and is equal to Dhiman. Dhiman. Dhiman literally means Buddhiman. Buddhihi asya asti iti Buddhiman. One who has a Buddhi is called Buddhiman. Implied is one who uses that Buddhi also. Generally we say Buddhiman hai ye means what? Not you're intelligent. This guy is intelligent. Okay. So that we use in the Laukika manner, but in Shastram, Buddhiman takes on a different meaning. Not that kind of Laukika intelligence doesn't apply. It means this Atma Anatma Vivekaha Asti Yasya Saha. Saha Buddhiman. Okay. What happens to that Buddhiman? Na shochati. Na shochati. Ashochananvashocastvam prajnavadamscha bhashase gatasu nagatasunscha nanushocanti pandita.
Sochati na kankshati.
Gatasun agatasunscha na anushocanti. Hey, these people, they don't Panditaha, they don't grieve over people who have passed away and people who are in the process of passing. What a definition there. And so, na shochati. All right. So this actually essentially completes the meaning of what the Shankara had in mind. But he has a few more things to say. Let's see what that is. Atmanaha
Atmanah
nitya
Nitya
ekasvabhavasya
Ekasvabhavasya
avyabhicharat
Avyabhicharat
शोककारणत्व
Shokakaranatva
अनुपपत्तेः
Anupapattehe
तथा च
Tatha cha
श्रुत्यन्तरम्
Shrutyantaram
तरति शोकम् आत्मवित्
Tarati Shokamatmavit
इति.
Iti.
So atmanah nitya ekaswarupa swabhavasya avyabhicharat shoka karana anupapattehe. Raja is telling why there can't be any sorrow, giving a reason for that. Okay, Atma is very different, distinct from Indriyas. And why there can't be any sorrow? I'm still going to experience pain. Will experience of pain go away? Yeah, these things we have to think about. So, he's saying this Atma, what is the nature of Atma? Nitya Eka Swabhava. That is what this Atma is. Nitya Eka Swabhava. Atma is the only thing that does not have these five attributes we talked about. It is not Panchabhavikam. It is not, it is Nirvikara. Doesn't change. It is Nirgunam. It is Nirgunam, therefore Nirvikara. It doesn't change at all. Therefore, if it is Purnam now, it will be Purnam forever also. It was Purnam always. Okay. It is Asangaha always. It is Asangaha now. It will be Asangaha later also. Why Asangaha? Asangatvam is important. It cannot stick to samsara. Samsara cannot somehow mutate, and then the mutated samsara will come and attack Atma. Such a thing is not possible. Nitya Ekaswarupam, he says, or Swabhava. Because there are two kinds of Nityat. What are the two kinds? Hey, Ganga is flowing. God knows for how many eons it's been flowing. Ganga is Nityam. Nityam. It's
Pravaha Nityatvam.
same river. It is the same river. It is the same river. Ganga. You have to go to Ganga means you're exactly in the same place. You have to go, you have to take a train or a flight and go there. Same place. Everybody knows where Ganga is flowing. Which are the areas where Ganga is flowing. Maybe it has changed slightly, but it's the same river. But guess what? It is the same river, all right. But every particle, every atom of water that is flowing is different. Every second it's changing. Every microsecond it's constantly changing. You are saying, oh, this is the same Ganga I saw 20 years ago. You can say that, but it is really not the same Ganga. Same Ganga, but not the same Ganga. And so that is called Pravaha Nityatvam. Pravaha Nityatvam means it is eternal, almost eternal. Eternal means not in the sense of changelessly eternal, changingly eternal. Parinami Nityatvam. Parinami. It has the attribute of change. But still, that Nitya is visible to you all the time, and therefore it is Nityam from that relatively eternal, changingly eternal. Okay. Pravaha Nityatvam, Parinama Nityatvam, or Parinami Nityatvam is there. Then what about Atma? Atma you can't give this Parinami Nityatvam. We use the word Kutastha Nityatvam. Kutastha Nityatvam. Kutastha means what? Kuta means it is annually, annual. That the blacksmith uses to beat all the metallic, molten metallic, red hot metallic pieces. And so that is called Kuta. Kutastha means It's the anchor of the entire universe. It's the anchor. The entire universe is resting on Atma. Such a heavy universe. Must be very heavy, And the person who is going to hold on to this universe must be what? Must be unmoving, unchanging. Nirvikaram, Nirguna. Okay? That is the meaning of Nitya Eka Swabhavasya. Okay? Indirectly, Shankara is telling us there is something called Pravaha Nityatvam also. All right. Atmanaha Nitya Eka Swabhavasya. Atmanaha is also Shashti. Of the Atma, which is of the nature of Nitya Eka Swabhava. Okay. What about that? Avyabhicharat. Because Vyabhichara means some kind of change, some mutation, little bit change here and there. So it has some change has to happen, You buy something someday, you keep it on your showcase, and then this other day you say, "What happened? Where is that flower vase? I kept it here yesterday." Change, constant change. The one person itself is enough to cause trouble. You put two people in the room, what you'll obviously you'll have trouble. Sooner or later, trouble is just waiting. That's it. Change constant. Constant. This guy can't figure out where he kept the watch, and he himself is the cause of his own troubles. And then what to talk about? Other people coming in, right? So here, Avyabhicharat, that kind of deviation, slip, change is not possible. Not possible. Because Atma doesn't suffer any such kind of change. Shoka karanatva anupapattehe. Anupapatti means not tenable, non-tenability. Tenable is a beautiful English word. Tenable means it's impossible. Impossible. Tenable is even better. Impossible. Impossible gives an idea of possibility. Tenable means you can't even think of. Such a thing doesn't exist. Like saying circular square. Circular square. Please draw a circular square. The child comes and tells you, "Oh, draw a circle." And then square, rectangle, triangle. Okay, so I'm so proud of you, son. Can you now draw for me a circular square? Yeah, I'm going to do it. And then suddenly he gets a doubt. So, like that, it's not tenable. Circular square, only thing you can do is form a word, form a phrase called circular square, but there is no object corresponding to that. Like that, anupapatti, it's not tenable at all. Okay, what is not tenable? Shoka karanatva. For that unchanging Atma, an unchanging Atma cannot be a cause for sorrow. Is the statement unchanging Atma cannot be a cause for sorrow? What if you analyze the causes of sorrow of the human being? It's all change, 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 constant change. Asti, jayate, vardate, viparinamate, apakshiyate, vinashyati, change. Shadvikara, Shadvikara. So that Shadvikaravan. Atma is not a Shadvikaravan. Okay. So Abhyabhicharat, Shoka, Karana, Anupapattehe. All right. That's what I wrote some notes here. We covered on. Therefore, Tatha, Tathacha, and Shankaracharya is backing up. I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up. I don't make up anything, in fact. And so he's saying, Tatha cha Shrutyantaram. There is another Shruti, not Kathopanishad, but there's another Shruti, another Upanishad that says, Tarati Shokam Atmavid. Look at the way Shankara connects. Because he's talking about Atma. And so he's trying to, there are a lot of statements all over the place, but he picks this one. Tarati Shokam Atmavid. How many of you remember this? Tarati Shokam Atmavid. Yeah, so some of you are raising your hands. Yeah, right. Tarati Shokam Atmavid. I feel like telling the story because it's so beautiful. So this Narada, dialogue between Narada and
Sanat Kumara.
Sanat Kumara, Narada Sanat Kumara dialogue. And Narada comes and says, please teach me something. Sanat Kumara says, you tell me what you know, then I'll teach you what you don't know. And that's when Narada's list keeps going on and on. And it's amazing what he says. He says, Hey Bhagavan, hey Bhagavan, Rigvedam, Adhyemi. I've studied Rigveda. And then Yajurvedam, Samavedam, Athar Chaturtham, Atharvanaha. And the fourth one also I've studied. Atharvana also I've studied. Okay. Then what else? Itihasa Puranam Panchamam. Panchamo Veda, Itihasa Puranam, all that I've studied. Then he says, Deva Vidya, Brahma Vidya, Bhuta Vidya. Deva Vidya means all the Devatas. I know how all this, the world of Devatas, I know how it operates. And then Brahma Vidya, not Atma Vidya. Brahma Vidya means Saguna Brahma Vidya. How Ishvara, Avatara, how these things, how Ishvara is related to Devatas, Amshas, everything I know. Brahma Vidya. Then Bhuta Vidya, this world that's perceivable to us. The entire science, in other words, sciences that we study comes under the category of Bhuta Vidya, correct? Because manifested. So Bhuta is manifest as the world that we perceive. So all our sciences can be called Bhuta Vidya. Now only I'm getting it. Bhuta Vidya, correct? Then he says Deva, Sarpa, Jana Vidya, and then Kshatra Vidya, Nakshatra Vidya.
Gandharva.
He doesn't say Gandharva, but it comes under Kshatra, Nakshatra Vidya, Deva, Jana Vidya, I think. I don't think he uses the word Gandharva.
Jyotish Shastra.
So he doesn't use those words, I think. But anyway, he says all this. And then he says, Shrutam then he says, Atma Videva Asmi. Mantra Videva Asmi. I am a mantravid. I know all the mantras. Everything. Mantra means Veda. I know the entire Veda means what? Mantravid Eva Asmi Aham. I am the knower of all mantras. Na Atmavid. But I'm not the knower of Atma. I don't know what Atma is. I know so much, but I don't know what Atma is. Shrutam hi etat. But I've heard what? Tarati shokam atmavit. I've heard Tarati shokam atmavit. Okay, so what? So what? So what? Bhagavo aham shochami. I am grieving, he says. I'm grieving. After knowing all this, still I'm sad. What is the use of all this knowledge? He's gone beyond sciences. We can only claim to know Bhuta Vidya, maximum. He says, Bhagavo aham shochami. Shokasya param tarayatu. Get me out of this grief. That is what Narada says. So it's a beautiful section of the Chandogya Upanishad. If the number is not written in your
Seventh chapter.
The number is not written in your notebook. You should say 7.1.3.
It is written, Jagmaj.
Okay, fine. I'm not following that note. I have my own notes. So what is the meaning of that? Tatha, accordingly, in another Shruti, this statement appears. The knower of Atma crosses over sorrow, literally. Means does not grieve anymore. So, iti Shankaracharya is backing up all his statements. Okay. So that concludes the Bhaashyam of this mantra. And Tarati Shokam Atmavit is a statement by teacher or student?
Student.
And Narada.
Student. Shankaracharya is quoting the student as an axiom. Like the statements of other students also. And some of those statements would be things like famous student statements. This is one famous thing. Anyatra dharmat, anyatra dharmat. Okay. Anyatra bhutacha bhavyacha. Anyatra Anyatra smat krita kritat, that which is other than cause and effect. What a statement it is. The student is asking. That means he's thought cause effect. Cause effect is crystal clear. And then yat tat pashyasi tatvada. So Nachiketa has said that in 1 point something. I forget the number now. Yes, over it. Anyway, 1.2 something. Now that is another statement. This is another statement. Tarati shokam atma vidhi. Then in Mundaka there is a statement. Mundaka Upanishad starts and then he gives a parampara. He gives a parampara of rishis, and then so this Shaunaka, I think, comes. Then Atharva talks to Atharva and says, ask a question. Kasmin bhagavo vijnate sarvamidam vijnatam bhavati iti. Grand statement it is. Hey Bhagavan, you tell me this. You tell me what I should know. That if I knew that, then everything is as good as known. As good as known. As good as known. That is the question. Kasminnu bhagavo vijnate sati sarvam idam vijnatam bhavati. Everything is understood. That's it. That is the question. So these are all some famous questions. That Kasminnu bhagavo, if you want, you can write this down. Mundaka Upanishad 1.1.3. That means the third mantra of the Upanishad, the student is asking the question. Shaunako havai mahashalaha. Mahashalaha. He is a mahagrasta, grahasta it seems. Shankaracharya explains. Means he's doing all yagas, everything. He's taking care of a family. Mahagrahasta. That person is asking this. Anyway, that is the third example. And then there is a fourth example also. Okay.
Guruji, what was sarvam idam? The last word was not heard.
Vijnatam bhavat. Vijnatam bhavat. Everything else becomes known. Once I know Atma, the world of Anatma becomes known as Anatma, as Mithya. Once I know clay, then everything is just some detail. Detail. There is a statement attributed to Einstein. I don't know if it's right or not. The statement is, tell me God's thoughts. Everything else are details. Everything else is a detail. Tell me what God is thinking. Everything else is a detail. I can figure out the rest. That's what he's saying. But I need to know his thoughts. Like that. Kasminnu bhagavo vijnate. Like that means what? Einstein's statement is like Mundaka Upanishad statement. Okay. I'm not saying Mundaka Upanishad statement is like Einstein's statement. Okay. Please don't mistake me. All right. So there is one more example here. There is, you write this down. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad number 3.4.2. I think this might be good too. When we talk to children and all, maybe somehow we can present the story. And the student is Ushasta. Ushasta. Ushasta is the student. And he's asking the question to Yajnavalkya. Yajnavalkya is being asked the question. And he's saying, you've said so many things. And you say you can point to an object like cow. Cow, he uses the word cow. Okay. Kauhu asau. This is cow. Then Ashvaha asau. This is horse. Like that, so many things are there in this universe. We can point to and tell what it is. Yeah. Then iti eva evam eva etat vyapadishtam bhavati. You said everything can be categorically stated like this. Can we categorically state Atma like this? Yadeva sakshat aparokshat brahma ya atma sarvantaraha tameva tam me vyachakshva iti. The student is giving the definition of Atma and say, you teach me about this Atma. Okay. He's saying that sakshat, aparokshat, he uses the word aparoksham. Brahma is not paroksham sitting somewhere out there in heaven. No, aparoksham. So I don't want to go into all these things. That aparokshat Brahma, Yaha Atma Sarvantaraha. That Brahma, which is this Atma, which is Sarvantaraha, which is the essence of all things in this universe, which is the essence of the universe. Tam me vyachakshva. You please teach me that. Me vyachakshva. He's already said the statement. Definition is already given. You tell me more about it. Like that. So, just some things to know about our Shastra. Chakrayanaha, the son of Chakra Maharshi. Right? So, anyway, this summarizes this mantra. What is the summary? The essence is that Atma is there, and then you appreciate the universe through your sense organs and take the sense organs as the representation of the universe. And whatever the sense organs do, what they stand for, Atma is different from that. That's how, if one understands that, that person does not come to grief anymore. That is what the mantra is saying. Dhiraha na shochati. Let's do the Anvaya of the mantra. Prithak utpadyamananam indriyanam Prithak utpadyamananam indriyanam Prithak bhavam matva dhiraha na shochati. In brackets. Matva dhiraha na shochati. So after Prithak bhavam, matva dhiraha na shochati, full stop, is in brackets. Okay, I hope you got that. Next sentence begins like this. Tesham, in brackets, Tesham, Udayastamayaucha. Tesham Udayastamayaucha. We are splitting it into two sentences for ease of comprehension. So, Tesham Udayastamayaucha Atmanaha na bhavataha iti. Tesham Udayastamayaucha. Next, everything else in brackets. Atmanaha na bhavataha iti. Yat. Yat within brackets Chaitanyam. I use the word Chaitanyam. Chaitanya Swarupa, he says. Yat Chaitanyam. Brackets close. Matva dhiraha na shochati. So atmanaha na bhavataha iti yat. Yat is moolam. Then Chaitanyam brackets. Matva dhiraha na shochati. A lot of things in parenthesis, brackets. Matva dhiraha na shochati. Okay, let me read this. Prithak utpadyamananam indriyanam prithak bhavam matva dhiraha na shochati. Full stop. Tesham udayastamayaucha atmanaha na bhavataha iti yat chaitanyam matva dhiraha na shochati.
Can you repeat which are all in parentheses?
Matva dhiro na shochati, the first occurrence is in brackets. Then tesham is in brackets. Then atmanaha na bhavataha iti is in brackets. Then chaitanyam is in brackets. Got it. All right. Excellent. All right. Now we have some time here for the next mantra. Let's read that. Yasmat.
Yasmat
Atmanaha
Atmanaha
Indriyanam Prithak Bhavaha
Indriyanam Priyat Bhavaha
Prithak Bhavaha
Prithak Bhavaha
Uktaha
Uktaha
Na Asau
Na Asau
Bahihi
Pashihi
Adhigantavyaha
Adhikam
Adhigantavyaha
Adhigam Tavyaha
Yasmat
Yasmat
Pratyagatma
Pratyekatma
Saha Sarvasya
Aha Sarvasya
Tat Katham Iti Uchyate.
Tad
Katham.
Tad Katham Idi Uchyate.
Yeah. All right. So he's giving a sambandha to the next mantra. Yasmat Atmanaha Indriyanam Pratak Bhavaha Mukta. Because Atma has been told, Atma has been specified as distinct from the sense organs. Because it has been told like that in the previous mantra. Yeah. Na asau bahihi adhigantavyaha. Bahi adhigantavya. What is the sense organ? What is their job? Their job is to report to you everything that is there outside. Outside. Bahihi. Outside of the self, including the body. Body also is outside, quote unquote. And so, outside things only the sense organs can report. And therefore, and so, asau here means what? This. So means what? Atma. This Atma, Bahihi na adhigantavya, means cannot be known like the way I know everything else. Like the way I have come to know everything else. You can't go searching for Atma, Bahihi. It won't happen like that. Right? Na asau Bahihi adhigantavya. It is not knowable outside. As an object outside, it's not knowable. No way. Yasmat pratyagatma sa sarvasya. Because that Atma is the essence of everything. It is the innermost. Pratyek refers to innermost. Whenever the Shastra want to highlight that hiddenness, innerness, inside, even though Atma is not inside, really speaking, Atma is Sarvasya and it is everywhere. Sarva Vyapi, he's going to say later also. And so, but still it is inside. Why it is inside? Because it's not available. Nobody knows Atma. If it were outside, people will know Atma. Everybody will be Atma Jnani. No, not possible. Therefore, it is because Pratyagatma sa Sarvasya, because that Atma is the innermost Atma, innermost essence, Sarvasya of everything, living, non-living, everything of the entire universe. Okay. Tat Katham. How do you say that this Atma, which is distinct from Indriyani, I can understand, but it is the inside, Sarvasya essence, Sarvasya Pratyagatma iti, how do you say? Like that, Shankara himself is saying and asking a question, and he's saying the next mantra should be an answer to that question. How do you say Atma is Sarvasya Pratyagatma? Okay. Is the inner self. Sometimes they say inner self of all beings. These translations are, and I'm never happy with translation. Okay? But we need it. But at the same time, you will put everything, put all translations within quotation marks. How about that? Put all translations in quotation marks. That way, you will permanently have a doubt. In the sense, okay, I'm able to appreciate it, but I have to go back to the Sanskrit word. The doubt is good to have. All right. Tat katham iti uchyate. How do you conclude that? How do you conclude that? This is being said in the next mantra, which we have some time to read, I think. Let's chant the next mantra. Indriyebhyah param manah
इन्द्रियेभ्यः परं मनः
manasah sattvam
मनसः सत्त्वमुत्तमम्
satvadadhi mahanatma
तत्त्वादधि महानात्मा
mahato vyaktamuttamam
महतो व्यक्तमुत्तमम्
indriyebhyah param manah
इन्द्रियेभ्यः परं मनः
manasah sattvam
मनसः सत्त्वमुत्तमम्
satvadadhi mahanatma
तत्त्वादधि महानात्मा
mahato vyaktamuttamam.
महतो व्यक्तमुत्तमम्
So some of you should raise your hands. Okay? Some of you are raising your hands.
इन्द्रियाणि पराण्याहुः
Correct.
342, 43.
Huh? What?
That is also there, no? Same meaning.
You said
Okay,
43.
342, 43. All right, 342, 43. But before you jump to 342, 43, you have to go somewhere.
1, 3, 10.
1, 3, 10. That's what I was expecting. Satish ji, you are correct. Satish ji is correct. But he did a long jump. I wanted to do a short jump and another short. So first you jump to 1, 3, 10. Then after that, we can go to Bhagavad Gita also. So 1, 3, 10 and 11 is coming up here. Why is Yama repeating like this? Hey, that repetition is needed. It's needed in the Shastra. And so he's reminding, because context is changing, and depending on the context, mantras have to be said. And so, Indriyebhyah param manaha. Hey, param. What is the definition of param?
Superior. Limitless.
Mahatvam, Pratyagatma-bhutam, and one more Anityatvam.
Sukshmatvam. Not anityatvam. It's going towards nitya. So, sukshmat. So what are the three things that in the 1, 3, 10 Shankaracharya reminded us? This param, he knew we will say things like superior, inferior, we will put all these English words and then just go in the whole meaning completely. He knew that. That's why he made sure he gave the meaning of param. It is not upper world, down world, all that. You just give up all these ideas you give up. He said, Sukshmataram. So it means more subtle. Just like sense organs are subtler than the gross body. Okay. Sukshmataram, that is one. Then what? Mahattaram. Mahan means what? All pervasive, more pervasive. More pervasive. Right? Prana is more pervasive or less pervasive than the body?
More pervasive.
More pervasive. All right. More pervasive. Does it extend beyond the body?
Prana extends beyond the body.
So the pranic healing is based on that. Because it is extending beyond the body, pranic healing is possible. Otherwise, pranic healing is not possible.
Aura is displayed outside the body.
Aura is displayed outside the body. Okay. I've not studied anything about it, but I think that's what we hear. And so that is okay. And mind is able to go beyond wherever, right? So mind is also more pervasive. Okay. So Sukshmataram, Mahattaram, and Pratyagatma Bhutam. Go back to 1, 3, 10. He would have used these words. Pratyagatma Bhutam means what? It is more and more showing the nature of Atma itself. It's going towards the nature of Atma. Pratyagatma. From gross, it is going through subtler, and then Atma, which has no attributes. It's also all pervasive. It is the subtlest. How do you know Atma is subtle? Huh?
Because we have that Anoraniyam.
Okay, Anoraniyan is there. Very good. And before Anoraniyan, Anyatra Dharmat, when he asked, then Yama reminded us, hey, Devairapi Atra Vichikitsitam Pura, Nahi Sunyayam Anuresha Dharmaha. It's very anuhu. And Shankaracharya says anu means sukshmam. That's how we understand. All right. This is the essence of this mantra. What is the essence? Okay, indriyabhyaha param manaha. Mind is param to indriyabhyaha. And then manasaha sattvam uttamam. Sattvam means buddhihi. The intellect is superior to the mind. Superior, I should not say. Param to the mind. How do you know intellect is param to the mind? Was it said somewhere? Not 1310. Don't bring up 1310. Rathakalpana. What is Rathakalpana? Atmanam rathinam vidhi shariram rathamevatu indriyani paranyahu vishayans. No, it's not like that. Atmanam rathinam vidhi shariram rathamevatu. Correct. Indriyani paranyahu vishayansteshu gocharan. And then buddhim tu saratim vidhi manah pragraham evacha. I think it comes before. So it goes in that order. Atma, then buddhi, then manaha, the reins, and then indriyani, and then indriya vishayaha, etc. There also we can see that paratvam coming, right? All right. So manasaha buddhihi uttamam. Then buddhehe, sattvat means buddhehe adi. Adi means param. Is mahan atma referring to hiranyagarbha, samashti sukshma shariram hiranyagarbha. Then mahataha compared to hiranyagarbha, avyaktam is uttamam. Karana shariram, samashti karana shariram, maya avyaktam is param, uttamam. Adhi, already here three words are there. Uttamam, param, adhi, all mean the same. Okay? So we'll continue this discussion. Om आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम् काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ